y'all, before we get into this week's episode, I wanted to take a quick, brief moment to direct you to the description of this episode, wherever you listen, wherever you watch. I've listed some resources there for some really great organizations, boots on the ground, in terms of both the ongoing ICE raids and subsequent protests across the country, as well as the blockades in Gaza. I want to encourage you, if you're able to check a lot of these orgs out, donate if you can. I've donated to the majority of them, and while we're on topic, it is Pride Month, happy Pride, and protecting gay rights is just about the last thing on this administration's docket. So, as always, I've listed some in the description as well for resources there, as well as women's rights. I donate to Planned Parenthood every month. I have for years. They're an incredible organization that does incredible work. And another unlucky target of this fucking administration. Times are dark and scary right now, but we have our voices, we have each other. If you feel called, please protest and do it safely. Bring a buddy, let someone know where you are. At the end of the day, we are all we have. We have each other. And please look out for one another. Okay, love you guys. Like I said, check out the description if you want, and let's get into this episode.
Direct from the Broski Nation headquarters in Los Angeles, California, this is the Broski Report with your host, Brittany Broski.
Good morning, guys. And whoever the fuck tried to tell me that they were discontinuing Blueberry Red Bull, you're a damn liar and a damn cheat. Because guess what I have in my filthy little gob? Guess what I hold in my paw and my maw? Blueberry Bull, bitch. And guess what? Mama's landed. Y'all, I know the last few episodes I said I'm not gonna do that Bulls anymore. Guess what? I did it again. Last night. And I feel stupid! I feel dumb as fuck! Girl, and how about this? I took that and I said, I'm gonna finish that George Orwell book that I really wanted to finish. Girl, I couldn't focus on shit! I was sitting outside reading, and I was like, outside marveling at the wonders of the natural world. Spider-Man is really just a fucking miracle. I was having a full-blown... Meanwhile, the book that I'm reading right now currently, which I mentioned 100 fucking years ago, is Why I Write by George Orwell, which I would highly recommend, because I ended up locking it, right? I ended up, like, I got over it. The high kind of passed me by. And then I actually locked in. I also read it on the plane. I'm almost done with it, but it's like, it is one of those things that's so scary, and not to sound like, even though I know that's what y'all think I sound like. On this podcast, I'm just grunting one out for a fucking hour. That's how it feels sometimes. I'm up here, alright, thanks guys, I'll see you next week. Holy shit. What the fuck are you saying? Anyway, Why I Write my book. Very, very harrowing parallels between what he was experiencing as a, very disgruntled, anti-patriotic British citizen who lived through multiple wartimes, who served as a military police in Burma, returned to the motherland and was met with I mean, the way that the British Empire treated veterans, still treats veterans, is deplorable. I think also, I mean, I'm not like defending the military, but hey, what are we talking about? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is George Orwell is a reformed, not even reformed, I would say that his opinions crystallized after all those experiences of living in poverty, serving as a sort of pawn, a chess piece abroad for this empire that is corrupt to its core. And what I find interesting about this book, so why I write. He details at the very beginning of the book 4 reasons why anyone could ever want to write, and how an author or a writer in any sense would never willfully take that job upon themselves, because being a writer, as most writers would agree, Stephen Fry said this as well one time, he wouldn't wish it on his worst enemy, of the gruesome mental gymnastics that a writer does. And of course that's such a dramatic, like, you know, it's not a genuine sentiment, but it's kind of funny and sarcastic in the sense of to accurately disentangle your thoughts and line them out in a linear format, or if you're James Joyce, not, to do that and have it be met with people who understand what you're trying to get at. That is such a validating, it's not even about validation, well it is. It's not entirely about validation. It's more so about, I think, I'm not crazy, right? Like, I'm not crazy. I have these thoughts, someone else would. But also, okay, so at the beginning of this book, Orwell, I should get a copy of it because I've highlighted it, although I pretty much every fucking word in it. There are 4 main reasons why anyone would ever endeavor to write. One is for ego, one is for the aesthetic purposes of art and writing, right? That you see life as this beautiful artistic thing, and prose and language, and not just the English language. Of course, that's kind of what I'm speaking about just because English is my first language. But language used as a medium of art. That's the second reason. The third reason is political in nature, of course. Look it up. Orwell's 4 reasons for writing. Sheer egoism, a desire to seem clever, to be talked about, to be remembered after death, to get your own back on grown-ups who snub you in childhood. Art. Aesthetic enthusiasm is number 2. Historical impulse. That was the third one. To sort of document what's happening and your thoughts on what's happening. And then the 4th is political purpose, which he makes some really great points in this book that everything is inherently political, which that's a whole thing, you know, to sort of go into. And the rest of this book is him just honestly bitching about the British government's handling of the war, and how what's interesting about the British Empire in the 40s, because that's when this, it was published in parts, I believe, different essays that were compiled in this, you know, why I write, and it was published in the late 30s through the late 40s, so through active wartime into directly post-war, and it's a reflection on how piss poor the British government behaved and conducted itself during the war, and how it's like they weren't anti-Hitler enough, and how disconnected, obviously, the ruling class is from the working class, and how it's this great lie that the working class will one day be free of the shackles that the ruling class have put them in, right? It's so many, nothing's changed. And this book is so interesting in terms of, I love to hear him talk about, he cannot help but write. He can't help it. Like, it has to happen. It had to come out of him. I mean, I think any creative would relate to that, right? Like, to be creative is because you cannot help it. When I first started making TikToks, when I was a little baby child, I loved to make shit. I crafted with my Nana, I would film myself singing and dancing, I would do monologues in my room, I would act like I was a pop star singing into my hairbrush. Things like that are not to be denied as a creative medium. And the audience is just yourself. Now, would I perform for my family and friends? Yeah, I would. Sit down, you're gonna watch me do this. But it's also, that's for me. It's for every creative. You create for yourself, and then, you know, everything else that comes after that is a blessing. But I've been really locked the fuck into Orwell's, I mean, y'all know I love Orwell, but it's this feeling of, God, are we still back here? Have we not graduated out of, we're back in the fucking 40s. And I know that's it might be an embellishment, but the same problems we're facing today. Watching your government become fascist and authoritarian, it is a scary thing, but it's not something we have not experienced before as a collective humanity. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what a lot of these... I mean, I wouldn't say Orwell's an optimist, per se, but I see a hope in his writing. Even if there's a cynicism there, I see a hope. So, yeah, that's something I've been reading lately. Very tea. I would recommend it. It's a quick read. It's like 120 pages. Oh my god, speaking of media I've been consuming, I'm almost done with season 6 of Sex and the City. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. When I say this, I know how it sounds, but I know probably everyone will agree with me. Sex and the City is one of the best shows ever made. And I just spit everywhere. I just spit all over this podcast trying to say that. Hey, say it, don't spray it. Say it, don't spray it, pal. Overactive sweat gland, overactive spit gland. I just get so damn excited. I get so damn excited about Sex and the City, I start spitting. What are those, is that llamas? Why do llamas do that? Why do llamas spit? Llamas primarily spit to communicate with their herds. Me to y'all. Me spit all over this desk. Y'all. Write that down, write that down. Establish dominance. Me to y'all. And defend themselves. Y'all to me. They may spit at other llamas to assert their position in the hierarchy or to more goofy-aw animal. Goofy-aw animal, why are you spitting? Keep it in your fucking mouth and your pants, you pervert. They may spit at other llamas to assert their position in the hierarchy or to warn them away from food or personal space. Spitting can also be a way for a female llama to signal that she is not interested in a male's advances. Hey, let's adopt that. You want to come near me? Right? Get the fuck back. While llamas rarely spit at humans, they might do so if they feel threatened or mistreated. Who's mistreating llamas? Y'all better be nice to those damn llamas. Y'all better be nice to llamas and moose, because you know how I feel about moose. Meese, if you will. The llamanese. Y'all know my thoughts and opinions on the llamanese and the meese. Be kind to them. They will turn on us, and I will not be the one spearheading that fight. I will be hiding. Because I know I come secondary to meese and llamas. If they've been raised primarily by humans and haven't spent much time with other llamas. Oh, they spit at humans. Because they think we're llamas. I get that. Male llamas often spit at each other to establish dominance, especially during mating season. When a llama spits, it often regurgitates partially digested food and stomach acid, making the spit more potent and visible. Now, just because of morbid curiosity, I have to look at this. Llama spit. Look away. Yeah, the Red Bull's making my tummy hurt. What can you do? You really can't do much. Live by the bull, you die by the bull. I just need to let everyone know that I'm currently experiencing technical difficulties and I'm like doing my hotspot, doing whatever, trying to, for the purpose of Googling llama spit. I have got to know what that shit looks like. It's morbid curiosity at this point.
Stand by. I'll show you guys in a second.
We're raw dogging this episode. I cannot use Google. My shit's not working. So here we go. Sex in the City. I believe that I'm forever changed by Aiden and Carrie. Okay, I just want to talk about Aiden again because, like I said last time, I'm having vivid fantasies about Aiden. Aiden was the perfect boyfriend, and quite honestly, Carrie's too self-destructive. She's too self-sabotagey to appreciate a good thing when she has it. She would much rather have Mr. Big. Okay, and do I understand it? Of course I do. Do I fault her? No. However, who's the real victim in this scenario? Aiden. And that's the one and only time in my life I'll feel bad for a man in a relationship, okay? Because he really did love her with everything. He was so tolerant, and she wasn't ready for his type of love. And that makes me sad, right? Because that's the type of love that everyone deserves. To just be seen, to be cared for, to be taken out of your comfort zone in the best way, to live life and experience life with a romantic partner who is your rock, who will always be there. And that was Aiden. Fuck! Carrie's a damn cheater. She is a damn cheater. And that is so... Oh, when that was happening, I was like... Are you serious, girl? And here's also the thing is I see myself, I think I said this last episode, I see Carrie in me, and I'm majority Miranda. What did I say? I said I'm a Miranda sun, a Carrie moon. I don't really have much of Samantha in me. I wish I did. I wish I was a Samantha Rising. I'm a Miranda Rising, a Carrie sun, and a Charlotte moon. That's actually what I am. That's what I am. And you know what? Miranda just started seeing Dr. Robert. I'm very much in favor of this relationship. And can I say something really vindictive and nasty? This is nasty of my spirit. The weird friction between Steve and his new girlfriend and Miranda and Dr. Robert, I like it. I like it. Sorry, because Steve had a damn good thing. Miranda and Steve, I do think they're meant to be together because they're equally as fucked up. But yeah, Steve always being like, yeah, Debbie. Girl, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about Debbie. If you're happy, great. And can I say something also? And this is just me, sort of. Okay. I'm a child of divorce. I know that there are so many legal rules when it comes to a marriage and separating, you know, as two equal caregivers, suing each other for custody, whatever. Who gets to be around that child? And visitation times are very, you know, legally mandated, very closely monitored. I had what is that called? It was almost like a child psychologist, like a child lawyer, like someone to represent why isn't my internet working? Ad litem, guardian ad litem. In a divorce case, a child is typically represented by a minor's counsel, also known as a child's attorney or guardian ad litem, who advocates for the child's best interests. This lawyer's role is to investigate the family situation, advise the court, and ensure the child's voice is heard. I had one of them, and do I remember it? But what a beautiful factor in that whole equation, right? Because it's what each parent wants, and each parent thinks they know best for the child, but truly a conversation with the child and what they're saying. I mean, there's a level of psychology there, like what's really going on at home, you know? My parents are fantastic, lovely. You know, some people just aren't meant to be together. That's kind of my scenario. But the divorce I was so young. I am very fortunate and blessed to have two parents who love me more than anything. I was the only child from that union, and I have two great half siblings from my dad and my stepmom. But from that union, it was two parties who loved me more than they were willing to do whatever to have custody of me. And so they ended up having split custody. Do y'all give a shit? And yeah, an ad litem attorney, crazy. Why the fuck was I talking about that? Anyway, Aiden and Carrie. Oh! Miranda and Steve. They have this co-parenting thing down to a science from what I'm seeing. Steve takes being a father seriously. Miranda doesn't really have a fucking choice, does she? And I'm still gagged that Miranda kept the baby because she, to me, strikes me as a woman who's like, fuck kids. Like, her career is her baby. Everything she's built. Like, there are certain career paths that make having a child damn near impossible. I would say legal is one of them. And I would say, like, finance is another. But it's this thing of, I see what they're doing, and I think, even from that whole charade of Miranda being like, I'm in love with Steve, and clearly Steve's still in love with her, and they're denying their own emotions, and they're trying to make the other one jealous. It's fucking juvenile, and it's hard to watch. But I get it. I guess I get it because Steve did what any man would do, I guess, and just got a new girlfriend, moved on. It's much easier for men to find a woman than for a woman to find a man. No hate to Debbie, the new girlfriend, she sounds lovely. But yeah, it's this weird, like, it's almost Debbie and Dr. Robert are collateral in this weird emotional mental war, the long game, that Miranda and Steve are waging on each other, and it pisses me off. And there's a baby in the middle of it. But I was gonna say, that makes me a bit uncomfortable having lived through, I know how strict the guidelines are for, this is what I was saying. When you are dating someone who already has a child and is separated, there are so many court mandates on who can be around that kid and how long. and what happens, in the presence of this third party. It gags me a little bit watching just like, oh yeah, the new girlfriend and this and whatever, because I know they were never married and that's why, no courts involved. But it's just tea, isn't it? Because I'm like, it makes me a bit uncomfortable having girlfriends come and go around this developing child. And I'm talking about these people like they're real. I'm like, I don't know Steve I don't personally know Steve, but from what I've seen, he can be a bit childish, okay? And that worries me when he was gonna... Let's actually get into this, because Steve is a man-child. Steve wants to be babied and then resents the woman who babies him, right? The worst type of man. The worst type of man. You're proving to me that you are incompetent, that, you're a little baby who happens to like work at a bar. It's like, I was not raised with that level of blasé, life happens to me. I don't control life. Like, in my head, it's about self-discipline. It's about setting the steps for your own success and not being a victim. And to Steve strikes me as this type of person that life happens to him, and that pisses me off. I don't want to be with someone like that, because that signals to me you lack the capability to take accountability. Does that make sense? Where in order to become a better person and to acknowledge that there is an issue that you can work through together, you have to be able to say, I fucked up. I'm acting like I'm in this show. I'm like, if I was Miranda, I would be able to say, you behave in a way that makes a less than desirable aspect of my personality come out. It's not necessarily your fault, but it's you and I versus this issue, okay? You behaving in that way puts more pressure on me, or I feel more pressure to take care of you. And I start to resent that, and you're resenting me for wanting to take care of you because you're proving to me you can't do it on your own. And so I'm picking up the slack, and I'm starting to resent you because no one's caring for me. Okay, it has to be a give and take, and it has to be a healthier, communicative relationship where I can express I'm not feeling taken care of in this moment. And you, as my partner, should be able to be like, totally hear you, right? And that's my bad, and I'll work on that. And I should be able to say the same thing, Hey, that's my fault. I'll work on that. Because if you really love each other, you'll make it work. That pisses me off about Miranda and Steve, because here I see this strong, capable, independent woman who has built a lovely life for herself. Throw it away for this fucko! And Steve's a nice guy, okay? But nice isn't enough. I need you to be competent and reliable and dependable. Because that's what a relationship is. We can hang out, okay? I can be friends with a nice guy. The fuck, bitch? That's my baby's father! Pissed off. Anyway, that's my thing with Miranda and Steve is the baby situation makes me a bit uncomfortable because who's to say if Debbie's gonna stick around? I'm only on, episode 10 of season 6. And I think the movie is next. I'm gonna watch the movie next. And y'all are telling me that the TV show's not good. The next TV show's not good. And now I'm like, I have to see it through to the end. I have to see it through to the end because each time, I know that's why I love this show so much is it really captures this feeling that, if you get it, you get it. Is this the one? Carrie has such a hope with each man that comes into her life. And Charlotte too. Is this the one? And I know that feeling of God, is the search over? Can I hang up my fucking jersey in the rafters in seeking my partner? And of course the answer is no! The answer is no! And I also appreciate that they're showing Charlotte got married and that shit did not work. And she got married again, and there's a fearlessness in that of I am dedicated to my own happiness. Period. I'm dedicated to my own happiness. And I need to trust myself. Oh my god, that's a great segue into what I'm going to talk about next. I need to trust myself to know what is good for me. I'm my own ad litem attorney. Thank you so much. This episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. It is live music summer. Get up! Which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's episode, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. So many artists are on tour this summer, like Beyonce, Giselle Knowles-Carter, Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Post Malone, Tyler the Creator, Sabrina Carpenter, etc. I love using SeatGeek. Y'all know I am seeing Beyonce this summer, and I won't shut up about it. I also just saw Mumford & Sons and had a spiritual experience. We only live once. Y'all better get out there and enjoy the magic of live music. And you know SeatGeek has your back when ticket shopping. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code BROSKI2025 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off tickets with promo code BROSKI2025. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. Thanks, SeatGeek! This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. Y'all know I'm headed to the river this summer, and Lord knows a big whitey like me needs to stay hydrated in the sun or I'll shrivel up like a burnt raisin. It's peak hydration season, and Liquid IV is the perfect companion for your hottest summer plans. They've actually just launched an exhilarating new flavor, Arctic Raspberry. Plus, Liquid IV has sugar-free solutions powered by LIV Hydroscience for smart hydration. Visit liquidiv.com and use code BROSKI to check out for 20% off your first order. If y'all remember, I had a moment a few months ago where I was obsessed with the white peach flavor. I was doing it every night, add a little ice, dang. But they have a watermelon flavor that I've been gravitating towards for summer, I've noticed. I take a box with me everywhere I travel because flying really just sucks all the moisture out of my body for fun. Staying hydrated in the heat, fueling up for summer sports, or that dreaded next day recovery. We're taking care of ourselves all summer long, team. Just one stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Powered by LIV Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of a leading sports drink and 8 essential vitamins and nutrients. Always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Explore the delicious sugar-free options as well, including white peach, lemon lime, rainbow sherbet, and more. Find all their best-selling hydration multiplier flavors online. They've just released their latest sugar-free flavor, Arctic Raspberry, plus discover more fun flavors like cotton candy or popsicle firecracker. No matter what your summer brings, tear or live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BROSKI at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code BROSKI at liquidiv.com. Girl, last time we talked, I was about to go to a psychic. That day, me, Drew, and Dason were going to go to a psychic, okay? My God. Let me just put this out in the universe, okay? I'm an expat Christian. I have a proclivity towards spiritualism. I was raised as a spiritual being. I feel connected with the other. Whatever is out there, I feel connected to it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has a name, but I know that I am connected.
That sounds kind of woo-woo. I don't give a fuck.
Because it helps me sleep at night and it saves me from the cosmic horrors, okay? We went to this damn psychic, and I'm thinking it's kind of a joke, but really not, okay? Because a psychic, what are you talking about? A clairvoyant? It's just some white lady with a bunch of bangles on, like, I see love in your future. Like, fuck you! When we show up, I had spoken to Miss Chloe. Miss Chloe. She was the cutest little, she had to be 4'10", Persian lady, gorgeous lash extensions, acrylic toenails. Hey, I trust you immediately. I trust her immediately. A matching Fabletics outfit, I trust you immediately, okay? And we sit down and she's like, have you ever had a reading before? And I'm like, no, and honestly I'm kind of scared because, you know, all the negative connotations of like a psychic reading. I don't want to be told I'm gonna die. Hey, newsflash, we all die. Oh, someone's calling me a Mickey Mouse. I don't want to be told that I'm going to die, even though that is, quite honestly, the only certainty in this lifetime is that you're going to die someday. I don't need to be told about all that, Miss Chloe. Keep that to yourself. But we went in with an intentionality of like, I want to know about my love life, I want to know about my future, and I want to know about my finances. Those are kind of the big three. And we go in, and she's like, okay, we'll do a palm reading, and we'll do a tarot reading. And my friends have done tarot for me before. I talked about Annabelle did it, a few weeks ago on me, and it's you pick and choose what applies to you. And a lot of it did apply to me, some of it didn't, whatever. This was crazy. If you've never been to a psychic and you feel on a similar spiritual wave as me, like a frequency as me, where I'm not fully convinced, but I'm not anti, right? And the more that I kind of flirt with, it's not the occult, the more that I flirt with this outside the bounds of Christianity, like this spiritualism or any Abrahamic religion, I feel more seen than I ever did with Christianity. And that's a loaded statement, which I can. But with that, we go in, and she goes, okay, show me your palms. So I go, oh, God, what if there's shit under my nails? Is that a bad sign? And so I showed her my palms, and she looked at both, she said, that one. Okay, what the fuck? Is my other one, is this one ugly? I was like, okay. And she stared at my hand for like 30 seconds, dead silence. I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's happening. I'm balding, aren't I? Just saying. She goes, July is your lucky month. Hey, what? She said, I see a great career for you. She said some stuff about like friends betraying me. And then she said some stuff about living through that and being rewarded with great friends who truly see you. She said my lucky number is 10. Hey, my birthday is the 10th. She said my lucky day of the week is Thursday. Okay. Then she gagged me because she was like, I sense, and by the way, we gave a fake name, but she clearly did not know who I was, which I wanted. Because I wanted a complete, let's test this. There's a lot of information about me online. I need you to lock the fuck into what's happening right here on my sweaty, oily palm. And don't touch it, because, I might get my juices on you. But she goes, I feel a sickness, a negative energy in your stomach and your legs. Does that resonate with you? And I go, what the fuck are you saying? Because of course, the gallbladder escapade of 2025, all of that happened, and all of that caused other shit. Like I had pancreatitis, and then I was jaundiced. Like all this shit has happened in my gut and my legs. I haven't told anyone this, but like I have leg spasms that are, it's kind of worrisome, but I've got kind of checked out. We're really getting into it here. I had an ultrasound on my legs probably 3-4 months ago because my legs spasm, and it's not painful, but it is annoying. It happens 24/7 all the time. And I was like, girl, I fly so much. If I have a blood clot and something happens when I'm midair, like it makes me sweaty and panic thinking about it. I haven't really told anyone that. I'm like barely even my friends and family because I've just been kind of dealing with it. It's not life-threatening. I had an ultrasound on all the veins in my legs. I have no blood clots. I have no deep vein thrombosis, nothing like that. I don't even have, knock on wood, varicose veins or anything, which can happen in young women, but it's like an issue that needs to be addressed. I don't have any of that. It's just my leg spasm, and I'm like, the doctor, the last time I spoke to him, said it might be nerves. Like my nerves might be damaged or pinched or something like that. I've also struggled with sciatica. And come to find out, I had an x-ray a couple months ago as well for all this gallbladder shit. Something's up with the bottom of my spine. I got a herniated disc or something like that. Hell, I don't know. Something slipped. Something slipped out of place. Hell, I don't know. It's pinching on me. It's pinching me. I don't know what's going on, but regardless, my point being, I haven't told that many people. She clocked it. She said there's something with your stomach and your legs, and I almost started crying because I was like, okay, I believe you. Immediately, I believe, because that is so specific. I do believe that there is an aura, a light around people, and I do believe that some people can see it. And she also said something, because I went into this reading holding an intention in my mind, because she told me. She also told me not to tell anyone. Hey, I'm telling anyone. Because I have to! I have to talk about this too! She said that, hold an intention in your mind. My intention was, I need to connect with my female intuition. I feel so disconnected from what I know to be right. I listen to everyone, I give everyone around me way more credit than I give myself. And when that starts to happen, when you're disconnected from what you believe and what you think, and you value everyone else's opinions over your own, I've been so, like, teetering on the edge of depressed for a long time. I'm anxious as fuck all of the time. The Red Bull probably does not help. Okay, I will be the first to admit that. I'm so anxious all the time. And of course, the state of the world has a lot to do with that, but it's also, it's a mental thing, just on me. That I feel disconnected from my intuition. I feel like I'm not in control, and that's hard for me. I also feel like some of the things that I do, I don't know if I would have done if I didn't listen to someone else. Does that make sense? And that leaves me feeling weird, because it's like, who am I serving? And in this job, I serve an audience. You know, I serve the people. I'm a people pleaser. How do you balance being a people pleaser with pleasing yourself? And I just have for a long time been tug-of-warring in my own brain with this shit. And so her saying that, or me going in with that intention, I don't know if I've noticed a significant difference thus far, but I'm working on it. And if anyone has any tips or tricks, if there's any woo-woo bitches out there, for intuition, like, do I need to burn an intuition candle? Do I need to put a crystal up my hole? What do I need to do? Bathe in the moonlight and the crystal juice. I will do whatever it takes, because that connectivity I have been lacking for so long, and it's shaken, to be honest. And I think I'm just now able to, like, actually articulate what it has been. Like, why do I feel so all the time? It's because I'm floating, I'm lost in my own brain. Anyway, she said that, well, she actually didn't say bullshit about intuition, which is kind of upsetting because that's all I wanted. But she said, I'm reading from Gentleman July. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, and I tried not to give too much weight to that statement. She said he's tall. Hey, amen. And the church said, amen. He is tall. Yes, God, and God is good. He's tall. She said, a big trip is coming up soon. I'm going to Ireland in August. I'm just like, there are things that, sure, like she said some shit that didn't really resonate, but it was a very small percentage. And who's to say, right? Like, maybe it doesn't resonate yet. And maybe if and when it happens, I'm gonna look back and be like, damn, she was right. I'm already having that. Me and Dason have been texting like, damn, she kind of was really good. I need to go see her again. And she even said, come back and visit me after July and let me know what happened. And I'm like, what happened? Anyway, yeah, I would really, if you've never been to a psychic, don't get scammed, by the way. Some of these psychics we were calling, and I know I'm in Hollywood, whatever, they were like, that'll be $500 for a 30-minute session. You're smoking crack. That's crazy. I was like, a palm reading, $50. I'll pay $50 for a palm reading. Tarot, sure, I'll pay $100. Okay, and that's like, you better be talking to me for 30 minutes about my tarot and answering my questions and whatever. I don't want you to just be like, for you, I see great fortune. Okay, I take Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. I'm like, girl. And so then I was very happy with Miss Chloe. And I will see her again. Oh God, my internet just came back. The universe provides an abundance mindset. And what did I Google? Child lawyer. Okay, now I'm gonna look up llama squid. And what does it look like? Ew! It's like green! Ew! are just so cute. I'll be really honest.
Look! I need a llama!
What the hell?
What the helly? What? This llama's wearing sunglasses! What the fuck? They don't do that!
Anyway, wow, I love llamas. That's so millennial of me. That was a very millennial moment, and I can actually acknowledge that.
Spit happens. Happy hump day.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway. Yeah, so my psychic was great. I had a great time at the psychic. I will be going back. And I will say a lot of the reading kind of centered on don't tell anyone. You need to maintain your privacy a bit better. Hey, I'm working on it.
Hey, you can't all be perfect. Alright? Progress is not linear. It comes in waves. No?
Also, let me just say this, right? She said be more private. Well, speaking things into existence works. It fucking works. And I'm on that woo side of TikTok because the TikTok algorithm is psychic. We know this, okay? It's not an if, it's a yes. It listens, it's psychic, it predicts what you want to see. I get a lot of tarot readings on my For You page, and it's insane how kind of accurate they are sometimes. It's exactly what I want to hear. Is it cognitive bias? Yeah. Is that what it's called? Confirmation bias. Yes, it's that. But if it's for the betterment of, my life and things that I want in my life, like contentment and abundance and fulfilling relationships and beautiful friendships and comfort and love, then yeah, I have no problem speaking about that. That to me is not a breach of privacy. It's like I'm welcoming it in, and I don't really see something wrong with that. Now Miss Chloe might bash me over the head, but who fucking knows? And it's kind of got me into, this is so not like how I was raised, which is crazy. It's got me into tarot a little bit. And actually, this is what I want to look up. How does tarot work, and where do the cards come from? The interpretation of symbolic imagery, yes. They are believed to work by accessing the reader's intuition and subconscious, sometimes in conjunction with external influences like spirits or collective symbolism. The cards themselves are thought to be a conduit for accessing this information rather than possessing inherent power. Yeah, it's kind of like a Ouija board, but not as... Why are Ouija boards... They're believed to be a form of divination, which is forbidden by some religious and spiritual beliefs. What do you mean by divination, though? What is meant by divination? Practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. Are tarot cards not also divination? A medium of divination? Some people believe that Ouija boards can connect users to spirits or entities, which may not always be benevolent. Here's what I want to know. History of the Is it Ouija? The Ouija board. Luigi, a talking board for communicating with spirits, was patented in 1891 in the same fucking capitalists coming in and patenting spiritual practice. 1891 by Elijah Bond and popularized by William Fulton, who took over its production. While Bond and others initially saw it as a way to contact the dead, it was Fulton who marketed it as a game, capitalizing on the growing American spiritualist movement after the Civil War. The name Ouija itself was reportedly given by a planchette on the board when asked what it should be called. Just have a sense of chill about myself. Ouija is called, what's happening when you use a Ouija is called automatic writing. And the marketers of the original boards claimed the term Ouija itself derived from an ancient Egyptian word for good luck, though any casual observer can see that the word was formed from combining the words for yes in French and German. ja, tying into the yes and no that appear on the board itself. A note on pronunciation, either Ouija or Ouija is acceptable. Now that is very interesting to me. Okay, now I want to know about tarot. Origin of tarot. Because let me go ahead and make a prediction. I would say that tarot might be from the traveling community, the Romani people. Tarot cards originated in 15th century Italy as a card game called tarocchi, because double C's in Italian are right. Double C in Italian. In Italian, double C is generally pronounced as a single k sound, similar to the hard C in words like cat or cup. However, if the double C is preceded by an H, it becomes a hard k sound, like in words where ch should be pronounced as k. The word kiosco, which is CH, is pronounced with a hard k, yeah. Words with H before the double C's are still pronounced as a hard K. For example, Pinocchio is pronounced with a hard K. Similar to Pinocchio. What? Okay, go back. So, double C's, pronounced as a K. Tarocchi. Tarocchi. Italian Broski Nation, let me know. The earliest decks were created for the wealthy and were often hand-painted. These decks, like the Visconti Sforza deck, included a fit suit of trump cards, distinguishing them from standard playing cards. While initially a game, tarot cards later gained popularity for divination, particularly in the 18th and 19th centuries, with occultists assigning symbolic meanings to the cards. One of the suggested searches is tarot okay for Christians? Relax a little bit, guys. Hey, it's gonna be okay. Many Christians object to tarot because of its associations with divination and fortune telling, but others are increasingly using the cards as a tool for self-directed spiritual contemplation. That morbid curiosity, that macabre interest in the occult has always fascinated. You give a Puritan society or a Puritan religion knowledge that the occult is out there, no one's more interested than someone who adheres to a strict and stern religion, right? It's a fascination and it turns into a fear, and that turns into prejudice. Just, okay, like, you guys want to have your tarot read so bad. You guys want a palm reading so bad. That's that shit where when you get the devil card, the devil does not mean death. The devil tarot card. It represents being seduced by the material world and physical pleasures. Also living in fear, domination, and bondage, being caged by an overabundance of luxury. Discretion should be used in personal and business matters. The devil tarot card suggests feelings of obsession, addiction, and entrapment. It can signify a sense of helplessness due to external forces or circumstances. However, it reminds you that you're responsible for your actions, and your perceived constraints are often self-imposed. Okay, the devil card upright signifies the shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, and sexuality. Reversed, releasing limiting beliefs, exploring dark thoughts, and detachment. Very deep. Where did the symbols for tarot come from? The Romani community has a long and significant history with tarot, not as its creators, but as its custodians and practitioners, particularly in the realm of fortune. While the exact origin of tarot is debated, it's clear that the Roma have played a crucial role in preserving and developing its use for divination and mystical tradition, fortune-telling being a survival trade passed into the generations. Some Romani individuals expressed concerns about the appropriation of their cultural practices and symbols when non-Romani people use tarot. It's so interesting because if we're saying that that is correct, that it was developed in, as a adjacent to a card game in the 15th century, that's such a, I have to read this on my own. I have to read about the history of tarot. Because of course, cultural appropriation is bound to happen. And in that, it becomes diluted, and the quality of tarot that we have today, and the mass production of tarot cards and whatever, very intriguing to me, because they write books on this, and you can literally like do a spread and then read what it says, and that just feels like the interpersonal act of pulling and reading tarot for someone is lost in that. If you do a reading on yourself and you reference a book, I don't know. Isn't there I've always seen tarot as the reader or the person pulling the cards has an element of clairvoyance to them. A third eye that's been opened. Do I sound insane? Like, y'all have to agree with me, right? This shit's real. This shit is real if you want it to be real. But it's a slippery slope. Because if you start justifying maybe negative actions or sabotaging actions based on a spiritual reading that you got, that's where it's like,
I don't know if the spirits are telling you to be like that. I don't know if that's what the spirits mean.
I don't know if the spirits want you to get back with your ex. I don't know if that's actually in the cards. But you know what I mean. Where like, there has to be a level of human discernment that's like, okay, that serves me, that probably doesn't serve me. All very interesting to me, and every time I get a tarot reading on my For You page, I watch the whole fucking thing. Especially when they're like, no hashtags, this was meant for you. Yeah, it was meant for me. Because I'm la 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 la. Ouija board. Most famous Ouija board stories. Yeah, we're going on r/ghosts. Once again, welcome to Reddit Now take all of it with a grain of salt. We're doing story time. We're doing ghost story time with Brittany Broski on the Broski Report, courtesy of r/ghosts. So the prompt is, people who have used a Ouija board, what's the scariest response you got? This one was scary to me. My mum and aunt used a board after their dad died. He had remarried but had told his daughters that he was leaving them a few things in his will, including some money. His second wife was the executor and was saying he hadn't left the money, etc., etc. Sorry, I can't remember exactly what she said. Anyway, Mum and her sister thought it was possible the money wasn't left to them after all, like second wife said, but my aunt was really strapped for cash, and they felt like it was also possible the second wife was withholding info and money. They apparently managed to get their dad via the Ouija board and asked him whether he had left them money in his will. It spelled out a three-letter acronym for bank, a series of numbers. Turns out he did have a bank account with money in it intended for his daughters. The account matched the bank acronym and account number. This one spooked me because the details were a surprise to my mom and aunt. I don't know how they could have got that info out of thin air. Okay. Next story. I'm from a farming family. We used to sell grain through the Canadian Wheat Board, and you would get paid, and at the end of the year, you'd get a final payment. You never know how much per bushel you'd get as final payment. My brother asked the Ouija board, and it told us. I can't remember, it was 30 years ago. Anyway, he went to the coffee shop, told all his buddies how much it was going to be. A few months later, it was announced, and it was the exact amount. The coffee group were as amazed as my brother and I. All this is small. The first and only time I ever used one, I was a teenager playing on it with a friend on my back porch. I didn't know of anyone who had died recently. Oh, here we fucking go! Except I remembered from an old photo on the wall a great aunt called Neil. The name Neil stuck with me because it was a boy's name. So I try to talk to Great Aunt Neil, but when I speak, I say without hesitation or control, Aunt Connie. I thought, that's weird. I don't have an Aunt Connie. I try again. I say, I'm trying to speak with, until he said the word Neil, Aunt Connie. It was an involuntary response. Very weird, but we moved on and kept playing. When my mom got home from running errands, she asked how our game was going. And I replied, it's fine, except I kept trying to talk to Great Aunt Neil, but kept saying Connie, which is so weird because I don't have an Aunt Connie. I still remember my mom's face in that moment. Turns out, I did have an Aunt Connie. Just got chilled. She was a baby who died of SIDS decades before I was born. My mom almost named me after her. Oh, I have chills on my body! I went on to have extreme paranormal experiences that continue to this day, actually. I think it opened a door that I have not been able to close. The scariest things that have ever happened to me were from when I was a moody 15 to 18-year-old girl. That seemed to really energize my surroundings, and lots of scary things happened. I saw people. I heard my name whispered in my ear at night multiple times. I would kill myself, dude. Holy shit. Those, what were they called? Those chain emails that were like,
If you don't forward this, she will be standing at the end of your bed.
I always forwarded that shit. Get that shit away from me. I mean it. I mean it. Do not do that to me, because I have an active imagination. Okay, I am constantly on the edge of psychosis. I am so not stable up here. That shit, I do not invite it in. I do not invite it in. But I know they see me as a victim. They see me as a future victim. You're not gonna get me, bitch. You're never gonna get me. Anyway, speaking of which, I should really get a protection for my mom. I'm gonna go to a crystal shop today. Cause you can sage the house, but I don't, it has to be like Native American sage. I don't want any of the fake bullshit, like from the originators of the practice. That's where I want to get my shit ethically, sustainably sourced. But I don't know, I want someone to come sage it for me. I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I'm just scared. My mom has this, my mother, the ghost hunter, has this silver, Mom, I know you're watching. What is it called? It's just a silver oval plaque that says, like, God is here. What does it say? It's like, God is my protector or something. And it's that solid silver, which is good, and I think she had it blessed by someone. She's also got holy water in the house. Is my mom Catholic? No. Which I've talked about this before, how when she does investigations and expeditions, actually, let's call her. Let's call her. Mita! You're on the Broski report. I've got an occult question for you. Okay. What is that solid silver thing that you've always had in your house that's above doorways?
It's just a little plaque that says, "May God bless our house."
Was it blessed by anyone? Or is there a significance to it being solid silver? I remember you telling me that one time.
Not really. And it's not silver, it's pewter. Pewter just is, it's just pewter, silver, any of the metals that come from the earth just hold good vibes and good energy.
Okay.
And so when I move into a home, I like to kind of clear out my home, and I pray over my home, and I also bless it with sage.
Okay, that's my next question is, I know that when you do investigations or when you move into a new home, whatever, a lot of the, and I've asked you this before, but never talked about it on a podcast, a lot of the customs and traditions and I guess rituals are deeply rooted in Catholicism. You are not a Catholic, nor have you ever been, nor do you want to. How do you reconcile that? And why do you give legitimacy to, like, the Catholic way of cleansing a space when you don't adhere to that belief?
Well, I would probably say because there really isn't a Protestant one per se, and so if I want to stick to Christianity, then the only other I guess default would be the Catholic way of blessing I guess either a building or a person or whatever. I mean, because it's Protestants don't believe like the Catholics do about, I'm really not sure that, I'm just putting it out there, maybe being possessed by demons. I mean, you don't really hear that from Protestants as much as you do like Catholics, obviously, because even the Vatican, recognizes possessions, of souls. So I don't know, maybe it was just something that Catholics kind of did already, and Protestants didn't need to, I guess, piggyback off of it. That's what I'm thinking. And I mean, obviously we do believe that that, there's bad juju, bad spirits, and bad things, but I don't know why. That's a very good question, and one that I'm probably going to research now. Why is there not exorcisms per se, other than asking that, and telling that spirit, that spirit that they're not allowed here, that kind of thing, not a full exorcism per se.
And
Maybe that's a priest thing, maybe that's a Catholic, from way back then. I don't know where it originates from. That would be a jump in.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, if we're talking about Christianity at its core, so Christianity, I mean, I know that, of course, there's so many different differentiations of it, but like, if demonic entities exist and that's like a truth, then why is it not? Anyway, my second question is, did you ever play with a Ouija board? And do you have a story?
Yes, I have played with a Ouija board, but that was back in the day, way back in the day when I was a teenager and in my 20s. And
You think it's real?
yes, I absolutely do. It started off as a toy, but I do believe that it can open up portals to invite things into our world that was unable to get in. And I don't know why we came across this and thought it was going to be a toy. You hear so many stories about things that have happened with the Ouija board. Especially, I mean, but I will tell you, yes, I have had a run-in with the Ouija board as far as when I did a ghost investigation of a personal home a few years ago, probably about 10 years ago, and they had an entity in their home, a demonic entity. We did this preliminary questions where we asked them, tell us the history of the home, tell us history about the people that live in the home, the experiences you've had. And there was a demonic entity in a closet that was, that would really interfere with the children in the home. And come to find out, they were adults in this home were playing with the Ouija board with the children in this closet.
What the hell?
And they didn't tell us about it until we found the Ouija board. And they didn't tell us. They lied to us and said, no, we don't do Ouija board. We found it in the closet. And we said, there's your problem. You have opened up some kind of portal and invited this entity in through this portal.
And not closed it?
And you did not close it because we asked, tell us what you did with this. And, don't close it and say no and say, okay, we're done. And do what you're supposed to do, just like the whole game says to do. Leave it open for that entity to come in and out. It could be just like mirrors or anything else. And so we had to remove it from the home.
How do you dispose of it?
So there's many ways that you can, but truly you have to have a priest or a pastor or somebody that
Not a Hasbro toy.
I know it's been blessed by the church, and you have to have a ceremony with it. You can bury it, or you can burn it to get rid of it. And you have to actually do the Ouija board to close it out first. And bury it, usually in a cemetery, or you just burn the whole thing and ashes.
The evil microplastic.
And then after that, guess what? They didn't have any problems. Isn't that weird?
Who is on the other side of a Ouija board? Is it always trapped negative energy or negative spirits? Or is it, like, does everyone have evil intent on the opposite side of a Ouija board?
No, there's not always evil intent because I think that it could be a portal just to try
haunting versus... Is that the one where they're trapped in the same cycle, a loop?
A residual haunting is one where they don't see you, but you can feel them, and so they're going throughout their day doing the same thing that they might have done when they passed away, you know, or in their home. And those are the ones where we can sit there and try to communicate with them, we can see their actions, or sometimes they'll like see faces and things like that, but they will never interact with us. We get a lot of residual hauntings where we don't get any evidence of people or any kind of spirits trying to contact us back. And then, there's actually many hauntings, different hauntings, but the one that we're always looking for are those that are going to be able to communicate back with us, which we aim to form an active haunting or
They're like more playful. They wanna react.
they want to interact with you. You can actually ask them to do things, use this energy to reach out to us, and that's where we can get evidence, like on our readings, or they light up a flashlight, and so we know that they are active in wherever they are, and they might try to communicate with us. That's why we set an appointment and then ask them to communicate with us.
And what do they be saying, girl?
Message.
What are they saying?
They might be trying to tell us something. They might be trying to tell us that they might be trapped somewhere and need help to get out of their situation. Or you'd be surprised. You would actually be surprised. And it's not just humans; it could be animals too.
Yeah, you had a cat in your home?
I had a cat and I
A
had
dead cat?
a greyhound dog in my home. When I would think about these animals that were, it was like big graves, like a greyhound, big dog. And no, if they were dead, yes. If you're gonna feel a spirit, yeah, they're dead. Usually they have one passed away.
Do you like see it in your mind's eye? 'Cause I know you told me that one story. You were on the toilet and you felt like a cat go over your feet, but
On my feet, and it happened again in my old house across my feet when I was in the kitchen. Like a cat would just like to piece of meat across my feet if I walked across my
do you see it in your mind's eye, like it's soft like an animal, or you just like an image gets conjured up, or how were you not just like that's the AC?
an image of absolutely was conjured up. And even, and it was like a gray cat in my mind as it was doing it. And what was really weird was I did not told Harry about this. We were on the couch one night, and he said, I just saw something like a cat or something in my mind.
No way.
In the corner of my eye going down that hallway toward the office. And I said, you did? I said, what? He was like, it was like a cat. It was like a little, about the size of a cat. I said, what color was it? He said, gray. I said, no way. I said, that's the cat I'm telling you about that I told him. I had never told him the color. And it walked past my feet, you know. And then I felt the energy of a big dog trapped in my bedroom when I first moved into that house. Like somebody used to keep that dog locked up all the time. And there were scratch marks on the door. So I knew something was going on, but in my mind I saw a greyhound, like an old, retired greyhound dog. Now, where did I get that from? I mean, any dog in the world.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, like is it just a trapped energy, or is it actually, why would an animal still inhabit a space like that? It doesn't. What's the purpose?
Who knows? But I mean, it's like, why did my mind go there and either form that image or make it up or whatever it wasn't a shadow image, but it was in my mind. I felt the energy. I felt the angst of it. It wasn't a human, and it just, it was like almost like, that third eye, talk about that third eye chakra opening up, and I felt it. So I did. I stayed to my house and I opened my door and I said,
Y'all go on! Get! Y'all have got to stop doing psychedelics together. I mean,
and I never felt it again. So, it's what you want to believe. You're either that or,
Thank you, Mita.
You're welcome. Hopefully, you'll learn some information too. Let me know if there's anything at your house.
My house is good. You've told me there might be a grandma here. She's welcome.
Yeah, you got it on it for sure.
That's
You
fine.
got it right.
Big brain.
All right, you got any more questions? Give me a call. I'm all about talking about areas you want to.
Okay. Love ya.
Love you too. Bye.
She's an insane. I love her. She is crazy. But you have to be a little crazy to be able to talk about this shit. You know what I mean? To even have an open mind of like, what the hell? There has to be other realms. There has to be more than just this. I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say? Anyway, let's finish this story. Okay, so Aunt Connie, she almost got named after her or whatever, and then she started being haunted after that. The scariest thing that has ever happened to me were from when I was a moody 15 to 18-year-old girl. That seemed to really energize my surroundings, and lots of scary things happened. I saw people, heard my name whispered in my ear at night. I heard footsteps. I heard a voice mimic my father's and walk around the kitchen. That one convinced me that we were broken into, and I stayed outside until my boyfriend came to get me. Of course, nobody there. My brother moved back into the family house after college and confirmed he also heard a voice mimic our father's and walk around the kitchen. Ah! I was gonna chill! He didn't offer this info. I had to pull it out of him over dinner years later. We independently experienced this and didn't know. No! In college, I saw a girl standing over my roommate's bed in the middle of the night. I'm itching. I woke up the next day and was like, hey, who was that? Roomie was like, oh, hell no. She and I still talk about it today. We were on a sorority hall at the time, so I dismissed it initially. It only hit me later that I didn't recognize her or see her legs. The other weirdest thing in college, ew, I chose it my fucking body! The other weirdest thing in college was someone kept getting into bed next to me. Never touched me, but the mattress went down with their weight. That one spooked me.
Okay, I'm actually good on Reddit, but I don't think it is so much.
How about these are my last Reddit threads I fucking opened. r/cryptids, r/ghosts, and r/etymology. Welcome to the Broski Room. Okay, y'all, what the hell? I think
I'll leave you on that note for right now.
and if you want merch, go to broski.shop. If you want to listen to my music, go listen to it. It's out. And I love you to death. Those resources will be in the description below. Y'all be good. Take care of each other. I love you.